connecting you from RSR Global Limited. We are based in UK. We have the session today, which is the topic. Topic of the agenda topic is nursing jobs in the United Kingdom. This session is divided into 4 sessions. The session includes a little bit talk about the company, who we are, what we do. Furthermore, this session will have a panel of 3 more people on board, including Dr. Divya Prakash, consultant doctor based in the UK. There'll be a session by him, by Ms. Dipti, who will talk to us on administration. And then last but not least by Mr. Shailendra Mishra ji, who will talk to us on travel and ticketing and visa procedures. The session is recorded and it's available later on your WhatsApp groups, and furthermore it will be posted on social media including YouTube. Let me talk you through a little bit on RSR Global. RSR Global, we started this company not very long time ago. My name is Rajesh Srivastav. My colleague Rajesh Dattatari, who's based in Mumbai, and Mr. Sushil Kataria. We started this organization at the beginning of June 2020. We started the organization with the purpose to work towards be among the leading education and recruitment agency in the healthcare and manpower industry worldwide. 6 months down the road, we are in 11 countries and 32 offices. What we do? We identify the most talented applicants and use the expertise and our skills to help in identifying opportunities for them in healthcare industry. We find out who they are, who these people are, where they are based. How can we support them? How can we support them to find them an opportunity in the right industry? Us experts are devoted in providing candidates with the best opportunities to suit their skills and requirements, and provide CV, interview, and immigration assistance so that the applicant can meet their objective. Today, I'm going to talk you through a little bit on the company, show you a little bit content on what we are here to offer, who we are, and also introduce you to the team. Let me take this opportunity to share the screen. RSR Global. This is the company we were talking about. We are into nursing, providing assistance with people to get opportunities across the world. But today the objective is to talk about nursing recruitment in the United Kingdom. You can get on the site. Our website address is rsrglobal.co. You can get ample information on the company by coming on the site. Let me talk you through a little bit about the nursing recruitment in the UK. This particular page on the website gives you information on who we are and what we do. We, as mentioned previously, we are in 32 offices across 11 countries. We are working to add additional team members, associates from across the world, and we hope to have over 100 offices by the end of December 2020. The maximum objective is to have 300 offices across the world, which gives an opportunity for people to travel from different parts of the world to come and work in the UK or study in the UK or other destinations. United Kingdom offers one of the strongest healthcare system in the world. Working for National Health Services in the UK offers nursing staff to join a world-class organization which provides high-quality care to patients. It's not getting an employment in NHS is not end of story. NHS supports, trains, teaches all the nursing staff to develop their career as they go along. They have a two-way system of working. Not only they appreciate and respect the skills which you bring from different parts of the world to come along and work here. At the same time, they also help and train their staff to grow along with the care in the career. The support provided by RSR Global includes job screening, help with IELTS or OET English examination support, help with computer-based test support, help with document verification, background and healthcare checks, interview screening, visa process support, flight and accommodation booking. The requirements for someone to come to UK to work here in the band 5 of a National Nursing and Medical Council as a registered nurse, you need to have a BSc nursing degree. We have other ways of coming through as well, which I'm sure at some point in time we will talk about it. They need to have a minimum 1 year of work experience in the relevant field, and they have to score a certain amount of points in the UKVI academic IELTS examination, which is mentioned above, or in UKVI general IELTS, which gets coupled with OET grade B. The documents are verified, tested, checked. We provide assistance with healthcare checks in different places. The NHS, which is National Health Service in UK, is an absolutely wonderful organization. It's very well funded, supported by the government of Great Britain. I think they get something over 130 billion pounds of support year on year. And they had done a fantastic job over the last 9-10 months and before, especially during the coronavirus. They have worked extensively. But then NHS is always looking for nursing staff. As of today, they have a requirement of 50,000 nurses to work for them. So hence the reason they look around the world as to get the best of the support staff to come and join the team. But they have certain ethics to maintain. They don't take people from different parts of the world. They say we don't want people to come from developing countries, but there are exceptions. The exceptions are they do take people from India, from Philippines, from China, Singapore, UAE, and multiple other countries where they have some arrangement with them. So there are ways and means. We do, NHS does a very good, they're absolutely brilliant on pastoral care. They provide support when somebody comes here. We do provide as well a little bit of support to assist somebody who comes for the first time to UK to settle down. The website on rsrglobal.co talks about Nursing and Midwifery Council registration process. You can click on the site here. It talks about IELTS. It talks about OET examination. It talks about right of abode, education, practice, and registration, and also on visa. So any of the sites you can click on and you can get necessary information. Let me take through one of the pages. An NMC registration process is mentioned here. And it talks about what kind of vacancies we are looking at in terms of nurses, midwives, or specialist community public health nurses. And then the further splitting of the kind of nurses, adult nurses, mental health, learning, or children nurses. So there are process. The application forms are all available on site. You can click on this and you can get necessary information. We have people across different parts of the world who can help you, assist you with all the necessary information. So we have ample information available on the website for anybody who's interested to come and join us, talk to us, write to us, and we are there to support you. It also talks about different fees, structure, and everything else. If you have a question, simply click on Register with RSR Global today, and we'll provide information. Now, RSR Global not only supports you in terms of what we are and how we are very well backed up and supported by a massive team of people who are involved directly or indirectly in different parts of the world and different organizations. You'll be surprised. As of today, RSR Global has a team of 1,400 people who are working together. And they're all brilliant people who are there. They all have the same objective to help you all travel abroad and be a part of a wonderful, fantastic organization called National Health Services. We are supported by British Council. We provide insurance. We help you to get a loan if you need to travel abroad. We have an association with an organization called Learn Care India, which provides simulation-based training. We have a ticketing and visa partners. We have IT partners. We have other teams which are working along with us simultaneously. So this is what all about an RSR Global. Now, today, who we are, what we are, and what we're going to do. We have an agenda today. The agenda includes talking about NHS, and I am supported and helped today by Dr. Divya Prakash, who is a consultant for RSR Global NHS Advisory Team. We have Ms. Dipti Prasad, who is Associate Director for RSR Global Kent. She will talk you through on administration. Dr. Saab will talk to us on clinical aspect of NHS. And then we also have Mr. Shailendra Mishra ji, who is going to talk us through on travel and visa. He's also Associate Director of RSR Global New Delhi and also the owner of Shan World Travels. Dr. Divya Prakash is a senior consultant, orthopedic surgeon, and a lower limb specialist. His special interest is dealing with sports injuries. And he's one of the leaders in the field of joint preservation surgery, including cartilage transplant and partial knee replacement. He is well-known, well-renowned gentleman. He's been in UK for over 30 years, and he has done multiple presentation at national and international level, and always involved in research and developing new fields of improvement of treatment. Mr. Dr. Divya Prakash ji, he is the national lead for coding and represents Baskar and EWG Expert Working Group. He is a faculty member and examiner for the Royal College of Surgeons and honorary senior lecturer at Birmingham and Ashton University. He's also the medical director for Worcester Cricket Club and honorary surgeon for Warwickshire County Cricket Club. So anybody who's interested more, he knows what he has been doing and has an absolutely gem of a person. We also joined together today by Ms. Dipti Prasad. She has been in healthcare and hospital management. She has done a course from Calcutta, and she has worked for National Health Service England for 12 years in administration. Prior to that, she has worked at Apollo Hospital Ranchi and in a health center in Toronto, Canada, again in administration. She looks after RSR Global Kent, which is near London. We also joined together by Mr. Shailendra Mishra, who is Associate Director of RSR Global New Delhi and owner of Shan World Travels New Delhi. With over 40 years of a combined experience in travel and tourism sector, Shan World Travel is a one-stop solution for all your travel needs. So he will talk you through on ticketing and visa. So we have a multiple area of people who are here today. I will pass the opportunity without taking any further ado to Ms. Dipti Prasad, who would like to talk to us on administration. She will give us a bit of talk. We will have a few question and answer session, followed by Dr. Divya Prakash ji, who will talk to us on clinical aspect, and then followed by Shailendra Mishra ji, who will talk to us on ticketing and visa. So just be ready with questions. You can put together your questions through chat line, and I'll be a point of modulation to talk you through. So without holding any further, I would like to pass on to Dipti Prasad ji. Madam, would you like to take over, please?
Yeah, thank you, Rajesh, for introducing me. So having spent more than 15 years in hospital sector in India, Canada, and UK, I have particularly enjoyed working for NHS England because it provides fantastic working atmosphere, training support, and it offers flexible working pattern to balance work and home, which is very helpful for anyone coming here with family and children. I'll just share the screen and run through the key highlights of working in NHS to give you a better insight how things work here on the administration side. Just bear with me for a minute. All right, I hope everyone can see the screen.
Yes.
All right, so I'll start with talking about a guaranteed long-term contract, which you have when you start working with NHS here. You initially have a 3-year contract. That means you come here with a 3 years sponsored visa, which is tier 2 visa. And these contracts often gets renewed, and there are so many nurses who work here for decades. On this particular point, I would like to mention a very important point, which is that any family member who accompany the nurse has the right to work in any capacity here, and also entitled for a free medical treatment for the family and free schooling for the children, which is such a big relief and such a cost saver for a person working here. So that is the first point. I'll come back to number 2, which is manageable working hours. So NHS has a standard working week of 5 days of 37.5 hours, which gives you a lot of scope for a healthy work-life balance. And also for the nurses who are keen to earn more and spend time more, there is a lot of pay enhancement. So if you work on a bank holiday and Sunday, say, you get 60% more money. And if you work on night shift or Saturdays, you get 30% more. So that is about the working hours trend. Just come down. Just one second, I'm just trying to hold on one second. Yeah, thirdly, I'll talk about the impressive salary package. So when you come here as a nurse, you are recruited on a band 5 nurse, which the salary ranges between 24,000 to 30,000. And it also depends on where you're working. Suppose you're working in London, then you get extra traveling cost allowance and other things. And when you notice this chart, which is over there, even while you're recruited for band 5, as year passes, your salary keeps increasing in the same band. So you see that there's always monetary benefit as you are working in the same band as well. Then NHS provides some of the best paid holidays of any career in UK. When you start, you get 27 paid holidays. And when you complete 5 years, then it goes on to 29 days. And when you complete around 10 years, you get 33 days. That also, and then you add extra 8 bank holidays. So for all in all, like suppose when you're starting, you'll have 35 paid days every year, which makes it 7 weeks in total, which gives you a lot of time to explore, have a good work-life balance here. What is another unique thing about working for NHS is that you get paid training for 2-part competency test. And the first part is the CBT test, which you take in your home country before coming to UK. And the second part is the OSCE exam, which you need to sit in UK. And again, both the tests are funded by most of the NHS trust here. There are many other facilities which come along with the working for NHS. One of them is you get a free accommodation, at least 4 weeks of free accommodation. There are many NHS trusts which gives you more and more weeks as well. And so this gives you enough time to familiarize yourself with the area and find the right place to live. And other benefits also include NHS refunds the visa cost. So although you pay for your visa cost, but when you come here, it gets refunded by the NHS trust. Many of the NHS trusts also pay for refund your English language test, that is IELTS or EET. So there's a lot of monetary refund available via NHS. One of the other key benefits is that they give you a free flight to UK. So although you pay for your UK flights, when you come to England, they refund you that money. And in case if you have any problems with the fund, we have partnered with HDFC Credila, who can give you loan and to bear the cost of the tickets, and which can get refunded by the NHS client. Now, NHS is known for a very good induction program. They take very good care of you. You have mentors. They take care, they do a lot of induction programs, familiarizing you with the local jargon used, what are the NHS values. And also, when you start here, you start your career in a ward, but there are a lot of career progression opportunities wherein, suppose if you worked in ITU before, you get promoted from ward to theatre. So there's a lot of career progression opportunities as well. Another unique thing about working in NHS is its secure pension scheme. It is protected against inflation and guaranteed by the government. So, and it's usually 7.1 to 9.3%, which gives you a very good pot for a healthy and vibrant retirement. Next, I would like to talk about your transition. So both the NHS client as well as RSR Global goes out of the way to make your transition very smooth. So before you're even coming, you can join our private Facebook groups to connect with other overseas nurses going through the same process as you. And when you actually make the journey and we meet you at the airport, we arrange your first day transport, we make you familiar with your new place of work. So these things are very reassuring for anybody coming to a new country. Again, having said that, there are also many essentials provided, like first day providing your lunch, covering your dinner, looking into your basic grocery, giving you a calling card and things like bedding and other things. So these are things give you a very good head start when you come here. In nutshell, I'll just like to pinpoint and let you go through this slide, which mentions about things to expect, now the process from arriving in UK to settling down. It incorporates everything from pastoral, professional, and relocation packages. So when you're coming here, you'll get a welcome. Before you're coming here, you'll get a welcome letter. There'll be information pack which will familiarize you with everything which you should be knowing. And on your arrival, you meet recruits at the airport. There's a welcome pack. You connect recruits with local communities and existing staff network. And then the trust help you with a bank account opening. They'll familiarize you with local tours, including a visit to supermarkets and providing you prepaid travel cards, etc. And NHS is known for a very good induction program. They have a corporate induction. You have a mentor who would talk you through and support you, and they would provide specific training for your OSCE exam, which you need to pass. So these are, and just lastly, just want to conclude with the thing that for the visa, again, you'll be given a certificate of sponsorship to the overseas nurses is provided by the NHS. And you apply for UK visas in immigration for a visa as a skilled migrant worked under Tier 2. That's all from my side, from the administration side. Please feel free to ask any questions and I'm happy to answer. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. Myself, Prasanjit. Just wanted to ask you. When we approach, sorry, my question is wrong or right, I don't know. If we approach the marketing, I mean, who are interested to go to in the campaigning to the UK, so they can go directly and do the RSR Global, right? Or they have to come through. This I'm in Calcutta. Suppose I have a campaigning with a lot of nurses along with me, campaigning. How do they come to me, or how I know? I mean, I have to collect the data and all.
I would like to answer this, Mr. Prasanjit. Thank you for raising this point. We have multiple offices across India at the moment, and if we do a campaign, if you come on board as a part of the team, we will explain, teach, and train you how to take the right information. This information are all shared with you, and we will spend substantial amount of time to explain you to the light nitties and gritties. Our objective is to make sure that people who are traveling from India or any part of the India to come to UK or any other destinations, they are well informed and well guided and coached. So that is the main objective on this point. There are multiple questions coming out, Ms. Dipti ji, which I would like to collute together and put it together. But considering the fact that there are time constraints, if it's okay with everybody, I would like to invite Dr. Divya Prakash ji to come on board and talk to us on the clinical part of NHS recruitment. May I request all to kindly mute your phones, and I would like to invite Dr. Divya Prakash ji to come on board and talk us through a little bit about NHS recruitment, sir. In the end of the session, we will take all the questions. Thank you, Dr. Sir.
Rajesh, thank you very much for inviting me onto this one. The introduction was excellent. But before I proceed, I would like to say that I've been very impressed with the speed at which you have established the RSR Global. And it is actually amazing the kind of profile that you have already generated within a few short months. Dipti, you've made my life very easy by doing most of the talking, which I was going to cover, but I'll just add a little bit on top of that. So if I'm allowed to share my screen. Can you guys see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, brilliant. So as Rajesh has told you, I'm an orthopedic consultant, and I came to UK in the early 1990s. And I'll tell you what my first exposure and experience was regarding the quality of nurses that we have over here in UK. I remember I had gone for a ward round as a junior doctor. I started at in a hospital in London called Mount Vernon. And I went for a ward round with my consultant. And we were there as a team, and we were stopped at the beginning, at the entry point of the ward by a nurse. And she said, Mr. Phillips, would you mind waiting for a few minutes? I'm just tidying up a patient. And my consultant, Mr. Phillips, he stopped, he waited, and he waited courteously while the nurse finished off doing whatever she was doing with the patient. And then she came out and said, Ms. Phillips, now you can come in. It was absolutely astounding. I mean, I could not imagine that in India, a nurse would be able to tell a consultant, a senior consultant, to stop, and he would listen to her. So what this gave me was the insight into the way the nurses were respected and treated. And it has not changed. It has continued. And believe me, even now, when I go to the ward and if a nurse tells me to do something, sometimes I forget to roll up my sleeves. You know, we are going through the phase where we all have got to be bare below the elbow, and I forget to roll up my sleeves or forget to take off my watch. A nurse will just look at me and wag a finger, and I've got to listen. So the nurses are really respected over here. Just to give you a bit of a insight into where I work, this is the hospital that I'm working. It's in Birmingham. The way the hospital structure is in UK is that there can be different hospitals that come together under one umbrella, and then it becomes one trust. So, for example, in Birmingham, there are about 8 hospitals, 8 well-established proper hospitals, but there are only 2 trusts. And one of the trusts is mine where I work. It's Sandville, and this is the flagship hospital. We've got a very thriving orthopedics department. This hospital is going through a bit of transition. This is the present spread, as you can see. I mean, it's massive and it's well laid out. It's probably much bigger in structure than most of the hospitals that you see in India. But we are now moving to a new site, and this is going to be our new hospital. It's still going to be in Birmingham, and the artist's impression is this, which is very impressive. I'd love to be working over there, but we still have got a little bit of time. It is meant to open in March 2022. So we got about another 15, 16 months before we can get into the new hospital. Now, coming to the nursing recruitment and why are we talking about nursing? I mean, if you look at this paper that came out from the Royal College of Nursing, and this is in UK, and there was going to be a debate in the Westminster Hall, and this is dated the 3rd of March 2020. The key statistics that they were talking about was 40,000 nursing vacancies. So what Rajesh was saying about 50,000 was actually not a joke, because in March, before COVID, 3rd of March was before the COVID lockdown started in UK. There were 40,000 vacancies in the nursing department. And with the COVID pandemic, it has actually got worse and the requirement has increased. So this is just to give you real statistical published data about the requirement. And this is BBC News, and this is from 7th November, so earlier this month. And they are saying that with the COVID-19, there is going to be further nursing shortage, because in winter in UK, We do have a lot of hospital admissions related to flu and other conditions that get aggravated during the winter months. So this is the right time. If you're interested in coming to UK, this is the right time for you to start making your moves and getting all the paperwork in order, because this is a golden opportunity. And this is another topic that Rajesh ji mentioned briefly. This is again published data from 22nd September 2020, and the CNO announced that there was an additional 28 million pounds that were started for nurse recruitment. So you can see it's huge, it's real, and it is present at the moment. So the time for you to start applying is now. And just to give you some more flavor of other hospitals, this is an advertisement from Cambridge University Hospitals. Okay, and look what's over here. The second one at the top is recruitment, current vacancies, and they're talking about nursing and midwifery. And right at the bottom, you can see that they're talking specifically about overseas recruitment and welcoming applications from overseas and from everywhere else. So you guys are in the right place, because the NHS England is actually looking at you, and they want people from India. From the same website, I took out another one, and this is Cambridge University Hospitals, and this is talking about Band 5, which Rajesh and both Rajesh and Dipti were talking about, and the application is still open. The applications close on the 3rd of the 12th, 2020, and the salary structure you can see, which Dipti was also talking about, was again just under £25,000 to 30,600 per annum. Okay, so this is just substantiating what they have been saying. Another one, this from the Royal Surrey NHS Foundation, and very interestingly, you can see that they're talking about international and overseas nurses, and they've put pictures of a couple of Filipino nurses. The first line over here, it says, if you're a qualified nurse but don't have an NMC registration to work in the UK, here at Royal Surrey, we offer an excellent structured onboarding program with an attractive relocation, blah, 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 and it goes on. So they are actually going to stretch themselves, extend their arms, and invite people, nurses from overseas. India is a very big play field for them, and you are in the right place. And just to give you another idea about the proportion of foreign trained nurses. So if you think that you're going to be alone over here and there might be just a handful of nurses from India and you'll feel isolated, then please don't worry. You can see statistically that UK is the 4th worldwide in nurses which have been trained overseas. So I could have brought on board a couple of my nurses who've been either trained in Philippines or India or some other countries, and they could have spoken to you about their personal experiences. But we can all do that later on. I'm not here to try and convince you of anything. I'm just here to give you the information and to let you know that there is a requirement in UK. There is funding available, and the requirement is now. And there are hospitals that are going to go out of their ways and help you. And RSR Global is actually doing a very, very fine job, and they are actually making life much easier. So if you've got the right qualifications, and if you think that you want to make a career in UK, where you get the money, you get the lifestyle, which Dipti was talking about, and you get the respect, which I'm afraid to say that many times you don't in India, then this is the time to approach RSR Global. And I'll take the questions later on. Thank you.
Dr. Saab, thank you very much. An absolutely wonderful and a very good presentation on the various aspects of National Health Services in the UK and the requirements. So as Dr. Divya Prakash ji was talking about, the vacancies are real, they're live. We are not very far from the demand or supply. We are there to assist everybody wherever we have offices. Even if we don't have offices, we have contacts. You can talk to us, you can write to us, email us, or call us, and we will provide you all support. All our vacancies will go live on RSR Global website in the next 2 weeks or so, and you can see multiple opportunities coming out for people to come abroad and work here in a fantastic organization called National Health Services in the UK. I will bring the questions which we are raising up now at the moment, but at the same time, I would like, because of the time constraint, I would like to invite Mr. Shailendra Mishra ji. Mr. Shailendra Mishra is Associate Director for RSR Global, New Delhi, and he's also owner of a company called Shan World Travels in New Delhi. His office is based in Connaught Place, and he would just like to talk us through a little bit on ticketing and visa. Followed by that, I have some questions which I will put in front of Dr. Saab, Dipti ji, and Shailendra ji. Mr. Mishra, over to you, sir. Mr. Mishra?
He's on mute.
Sorry. Can you hear?
Yes, Mr. Mishra, we are there,
sorry.
sir. I'll pass it on to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rajesh ji, and thank you, Dr. Saab and Dipti ji. Already you have given a lot of information. Rajesh has already said so many times about me and my company. We are a 20-year-old company. We are in this profession of travel agency since 2000, and our company name is Shan World Travel. My name is Shailendra Mishra, and we are located in Central Business District of New Delhi, Connaught Place. And our primary job is outbound travel. So our expertise is in outbound travel, means the Indian traveler traveling abroad. So therefore, our strength lies in sending people abroad and foreign travel. So it will be very helpful for all of you to use our services for visa, for ticketing. And in visa also, since we are located in Delhi, most of the embassies are close by. And we have sent so many tourists to UK and Europe and to America and all the big countries. So we know how to process the visa. And our client base is also a multi-level marketing people and large associations. So we know how to deal with the various individuals. And along with me, we have a team who does the visa job. So I can assure you that we'll give you a good service and at a nominal rate. And our services are available worldwide because we are IATA accredited agency. So even if the people are not, including India and abroad, if anyone from overseas also wants to travel to UK or vice versa, that also we can do. So as regard to the service, I can assure you we'll be doing good job. Along with me, I have my senior colleague, Anil. Anil can raise his hand. So he's with me. He will be also assisting me, or rather he will be directly dealing with all the clients for doing all taking care of every requirement. So you can be rest assured that we'll give good service. Thank you. If you want any question, you can let me know. Rajesh.
Thank you, Mr. Mishra. It's been absolutely wonderful, sir. We are getting some questions coming through to us on chat line and then obviously been sent to us previously. So I would like to take them one by one and you can decide who would like to answer this thing. The one of the first question which has come through from Prosanjit Kanjila, who is asking the required qualification to join NHS nurse. Would Dipti ji would like to answer on this, madam? You need to unmute, madam. You need to unmute.
Yes, thank you, Rajesh. Yes, so there are very clear-cut eligibility criteria to apply for NHS. Firstly is with regards to your qualification. So you need to have a BSc nursing certificate. There are queries about diploma, which we will answer in eventually. There are possibilities of coming if you don't hold BSc in nursing, but we'll let you know in due course. Now, with the relevant work experience, you need to have 1 year in relevant role in last 5 years So that comes as a work experience criteria. With regards to your skills, as mentioned on the RSR Global website very clearly and nicely, it says that you need to pass IELTS UK VI Academy, and your listening, reading, speaking should be 7, and writing should be 6.5. And if you're giving IELTS UK VI General, then your score should be 4, along with OET grade, which is grade B. I hope that answers your query.
Thank you very much, Prasanjit. I have another question which has come through from Mr. Sameet Tijore. And Mr. Sameet Tijore is asking Dr. Saab one question. Can a nurse who has clinical experience but not into non-clinical role qualify for the application? Dr. Divya Prakash ji?
Thank you very much. Can I just understand this clearly? So when you say that a nurse is in a non-clinical role, what exactly do you mean by that? Can you expand on that?
Sameer, would you like to come on board and ask the question directly?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So basically, what if somebody is into, say, like a materials manager, or somebody is moved into, the administrative role, and not per se, like, in the theater or not in the physician's office. So how about, or maybe a sabbatical, so 1 year experience over past how many years? This is what my question would be.
Okay. That's a very good one, actually, because that takes me over to what Dipti was saying earlier on about, career progression. The first thing you've got to remember, Sameet, is that the jobs that are being advertised are for clinical nursing roles. Okay, it's as simple as that. So if a person has done a nursing degree and has got all the right qualifications, that person may have been doing whatever else that they would have been doing in other countries. When they come to UK, the first thing that they've got to do is establish themselves as nurses. Okay, there are requirements and vacancies for other jobs as well. I mean, if you went back to my presentation and if you saw the banner of the Cambridge University, it was not just midwifery and nursing that they were advertising for jobs, but there were other areas that they would. So yes, there are vacancies, but what we are going to talk about here is very specifically whatever role the nurse would have been doing before coming to UK. That is just by the by, that is an experience that will come in handy later on. But when they come over here, they are expected to work as band 5 nurses. Coming to career progression, the matron of this hospital, she sits at the same level as the surgical director. And the surgical director is overall in charge of all the surgical specialties and makes decisions and takes actions on everything that is related to surgery. But the matron is at the same level. So if a person, a nurse, has gone into administrative role, there is still plenty of progression opportunities, and that will come later. One thing I forgot to mention during my talk, Rajesh and Sameet also, was that when nurses come over here, they don't come over here for 3 years. In my experience, I have not known a single nurse to go back to their own home country. Every nurse that comes over here settles down over here. There must be exceptions, I'm sure, but I'm not aware of any. And the reason why they settle down is not because somebody is forcing them to settle down over here, but because they find the environment, the pay structure, the career progression, and the respect that they get. Everything, the whole package is so attractive that they want to come over here. So, Sameet, coming back to what you were saying, yes, if a person wants to make further career in a non-clinical side, there are opportunities, but that comes later.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saab. There's a 2 question which has come through on the next level. And Dr. Saab, if you'd like to answer, or Dipti ji, they're asking what is band 5?
I'll let Dipti answer that one.
Okay, thank you. So NHS pay structure works on a banding system, like for any administrator. They also have similar band structure that, like when you're working as in initial days, you work as band 3. So you have a band structure. What these band structure do is give you a range. So when we are talking of band 5 nurses, it ranges between 24,907 pounds to 30,615 pounds. These band also is based on whether you're living in London and when you need extra allowance for traveling to London, or whether how many years you have spent working. So like suppose if you start with the band 5 and if you have worked 1 year, you start with 24,907. But as you have spent 3-4 years, even you are still with the band 5 with the same role, your salary increases to 27,416, and if it's more than 7 years, it increases to 30,600. So this is what the banding does. Like you apply for a particular role which is under a band, and under that particular band also you have monetary gains as each year passes.
That's very kind of you.
Can I add a little bit to that?
Sir.
I think that was very clear about the salary, but I think what people need to understand is band 5 is a fully qualified general nurse. Okay, so you're not expected to be in any specialist role. The reason is that, when nurses come from overseas, they can show lots of certificates to say that they have done this, that, or the other, and they may not be able to deliver. So band 5 gives them the platform to start. And after that, if they're able to show that they have got the competencies and the qualifications, then they progress to more specialist roles. There could be senior surgical nurses, there could be ITU nurses, it could be cath lab nurses, whatever. But band 5 basically means that you're a general, it's like a general practitioner equivalent if you talk about doctors. So you're a general, fully qualified nurse with the responsibilities.
That's very kind of you, Dr. Saab. There are two questions, two prompt question. One question goes to Mr. Shailendraji, and the other question comes to Dr. Saab. First question which goes to Dr. Saab is, apologies, is there a minimum or maximum age for any male or female nurse requirement in NHS, which goes to Dipti ji or Dr. Saab? And second one, which goes to Sharendra Mishra ji, which he would like to answer, if you can, sir. The steps or requirements of a visa time taken, the price or personal presence and everything else. So he's talking about visa requirement, Mishra ji. So I would like to invite Dr. Saab or Dipti ji to first answer the minimum maximum age, and followed by the answer on the visa requirements.
Yeah.
Dipti, you go first.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any age thing. All I'm aware is the eligibility criteria, which is quite well laid out on qualification, relevant work experience, or skills. So if you know anything specific about age, kindly let us know as well.
As far as the age is concerned, there has got to be a minimum and a maximum. You cannot have a 14-year-old claiming to be a band 5 nurse, for example. So the minimum doesn't really come into picture. Anybody who's done graduation would be an adult, and that is what is required. So minimum is not required. And equally, the person should not have hit the retirement age. So at the moment, the retirement age is 65 in UK. As long as the person is under that, preferably, I would think under 60, but that's not the legal requirement. Preferably because whenever a nurse is interviewed by any NHS employer, they are going to look at the potential of the nurse working long time. So I would say age is not an issue as long as the person has not hit the retirement age.
Very kind of you, Dr. Saab. Mr. Mishra, would you like to talk us through about visa, sir?
Yes, you see, in this case, since it is a job visa, please understand. So in job visa, the most crucial, important document will be the appointment letter given by the employer. And of course, the employment letter, when employer will give, he will definitely take care of his qualification, his experience, his eligibility, and all those things. So I don't see there will be any problem once a candidate has an appointment letter. Of course, it will be supported by his qualification when it is submitted. Of course, the counselor will like to check further again that whether it is a genuine candidate or somebody is trying to do some kind of a mischief. So the personal interview will definitely take place, and there will be a documentation, and documentation will be with the qualification, then the past experience, and of course the interview was assessment and the appointment letter, and it will be submitted. We'll have a appointment taken with the consular embassy, and then application will be submitted. If they ask for the interview, then interview will take place, otherwise visa will be granted. My personal opinion is that once the appointment letter is given, the visa will not be a problem. It will be almost 100%.
That's very kind of Mr. Mishra. Dipti ji, there's another question which has come through, which is two prompt question. IELTS academic is not enough. So why only UK via IELTS? Second question is, if someone does IELTS academic general, then why they have to take OAT as well? So I think a little bit of help is needed on this front as well.
All right. This is something like, these are the basic skill criteria which I know of. But to go into the specifics of why it is in particular, I'll have to get back to you, after, finding it out more.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dipti ji. Dr. Saab, there's one more question. I think it's a repeat of the previous question by Dr. Tijore. It says, can a PG graduated nurse with non-clinical experience teaching apply for any related clinical or non-clinical role? This has come from Dr. Khan.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a repetition of what Dr. Tijore was asking. The bottom line is that if a person has qualified as a nurse and has got no experience of nursing, then how are they going to handle the situation in UK? I mean, it's a question that's got to be answered, first of all, by the applicant. If they have got the experience, but they have deviated and gone into another field, then that's a different matter, because that would mean that they not only have the qualification, but they've also got the basic skills. So if they have done at least 1 year of nursing in clinical settings and then gone somewhere else, then it doesn't matter, they can still apply.
That's very kind of you. Thank you very much, sir. Question from Shilpa Shri Narayanan. She wants to know, do you consider students, nurses' home country experience? Shilpa Shri, would you like to elaborate more on this question, please, ma'am? Ms. Shilpa Shri Narayanan, would you like to ask this question directly? She asks what she wants to know is, yes, madam, go on for that.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if they have experience of 10 years or 7 years, something like that. Do they consider that experience as for salary wise, or whether those experience in which department they have, would they consider for that department itself, something like that?
Can I take that one, Rajesh?
Didn't get very clear. What she wants to know, do they consider nurses' home country experience? Yes, sir, Dr. Sir, for you, please.
Yeah. Shilpa Shri, very good question again. But what I've said before is still holding true. The first thing that the nurses will be doing will be working as a general band 5 nurse. Okay. And after that, they've got to show that they have got expertise and experience in other fields. And then it's an open play field. I have known nurses to progress very rapidly because of their previous experiences in their home country. They don't have to acquire all the experiences and expertise in UK. I think that's what you wanted to know, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, in the sense, if a person has pediatric department experience, would they consider that? Like, probably they might not put them in the other department where she don't have any experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So as long as they've got, you see, the NHS employers, the nursing director, they will look at the application and also look at the qualification of the person applying. And if they see that there is expertise on a pediatric ward, for example, then they're not going to put you in a geriatric ward. They are going to take that into account and put the person in a pediatric ward. So yes, but if you're talking about, for example, as an ITU nurse, which is a highly specialized area, or an operative theater in a transplant unit, then no, you may have that experience from your home country, but please just understand that to start off, you will be working as a general nurse. It could be in the operating theaters if you're a transplant nurse, for example, but you will not get to the senior level unless you've shown your competencies after coming over here.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Two questions quickly back to back. We are coming to the last 10 minutes of the session. So if we are not able to answer any of the questions, please feel free to write to us on contact@rsrglobal.co. You can also contact us by sending messages through Facebook or any other social media. We have another set of questions which is coming through. This goes to Mr. Sharendra Mishra, and it's come from a gentleman called Mr. Kanjilal, who wants to know the actual cost for all processing fee, including visa fare, flight fare, and everything else. So obviously, he's talking about visa fee and flight tickets. This information, Mr. Prasanjit, is also available on the website. But I would like to pass on to Mr. Mishra to answer you this question, sir.
Well, the visa, see, when you apply for a visa, there is a visa fee which is paid to the embassy, and there is a fee which I am going to charge you as a service fee. So service charges is fixed, that is 1,000 rupees, which is a very nominal. Expertise, checking your documents, talking to you, arranging, helping you to see, arrange the documents, things like that. So for that, my office will charge only 1,000 rupees. Rest money is what the counselor is asking for as a visa fee, which is listed in this website. If you want to go and see, all type of visa charges are already there. And as regard to the ticket, of course, it is going to depend. It depends on the time of the ticket, the airline, and how advanced we are buying. Of course, we'll try our best to give you the best routing with the lowest price. That already Mr. Rajesh has taken promise from me that I have to be very competitive in giving them the ticket price. So you can be rest assured the best price, best routing, and of course our service charge as regard to the visa fee is only 1,000 rupees. For ticket, no service charges.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Mishra.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Very kind of you. A question comes to you, Dr. Saab, which comes from Ruzda Munshi. And he wants to know that we provide assistance to the international nurses who are on student visa in the UK, but in the future would like to register for NMC. He wants to inform that OET exam for December has been booked in December, and he has got 9 months of work experience from India, but no experience working in the UK. So basically, he wants to come on board and work for NHS, and what kind of help we can give them, considering the fact they're currently on student visa, but wants to come on board and join NHS under Tier 2 visa.
Thank you very much. That's a very good question as well. But before I go there, I'll just add something else. Something that Rajesh, you said earlier on, which may not have registered. The NHS will actually reimburse the flight ticket. Okay, so Prasenjit, you were asking about the costs, and Mr. Mishra was also talking about the flight prices. Tell the candidate not to worry, because whatever is the cost will actually be reimbursed by the NHS.
Yes, sir. I've seen. Yeah.
So that's number one.
Basically, what happened? Sorry, apologies. Sorry, go ahead, Dr. Saab.
No, you carry on first.
But sir, as regard to the flight ticket, even Prasenjit, if the family are traveling or dependents are traveling, you can be benefited working with Sanwal Travel.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you, Mr. Rajesh.
All right, I have got another question here which is coming through, Dr. Saab, and apologies for interrupting in the middle. It's come from Shilpa Shri Narayan, and she wants to know a little bit about CBT training. We will come back to you on this, madam. We'll give you more information, but sufficient information is available on the website. Please go on to rsrglobal.co on nursing employment, and you will find ample information there. But should you have further requirements, please do feel free to contact us, and we'll be happy to help you out. Last but not the least, which is coming through, is are there any training to nurses, possibility of fresh degree nurse pass out? Like somebody who's passed out, I suppose the basic requirement is 1 year of relevant experience. I'm sure NHS provides one of the finest trainings as well. I think, Dr. Saab, it goes to you, if it's okay.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I actually didn't get a chance to answer the earlier question about the student visa. The person has got to be a qualified nurse with a 1-year experience. People on student visa without any work experience cannot be helped in the project that RSR Global is undertaking. So I'm afraid, sorry about that one. Can you remind me what the second question was, Rajesh?
This is saying they're just trying to know what kind of training is provided to people who come and join NHS.
Once you are actually employed by the NHS, it is, like I said, an open playing field. You can go for courses for nurses. You can go for IT courses for nurses. You can do lots of things. Things will improve in terms of your CV. So there are lots of options. And NHS is actually very proactive in terms of providing help financially, giving time off, getting people logged on for courses. So there is a lot of opportunity. Hopefully I've answered that one, Rajesh.
Yes, sir. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much,
no,
sir.
Just going to ask you a question. Does RSR Global charge any fee to the candidate who go through it?
No, sir. It's a zero fee arrangement. We are officially, we cannot charge a single penny to any of the nurses who are seeking employment in National Health Service in UK. And that is in written, and the application certifies that, and we have agreed with this, that no money will be charged, and not that any of the officers across wherever sub-centers we have will be charging any fee at all. Am I here? Can I be heard? Can I hear me, sir? Am I gone out?
No, you're fine.
Fantastic. There's one question I have come through, Dr. Saab, and which is coming through. If a person comes on a tier 2 visa and joins NHS and joins a particular trust, can they take a transfer to different trust? Is that possible?
There is no such thing as transfer. I mean, once people come over here, they become free birds. So yes, they will have some commitment to stay with the unit that has given them the employment. But if after, say, 1 year, 2 years, they want to go to another hospital, all they've got to do is resign from this one and get a job at the other trust. So you don't have to work on a transfer. It's not like the government offices in India where you got to apply for a transfer. It's not like that. It's like a private enterprise. You know, if in India you work for a private company and you want to jump from one company to another company, it is just like that. So it's much easier, very much easier.
That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. I think I will answer the next couple of questions which has come through from Shubha Minish and from Shilpa Sri Narayanan. One question Shilpa Sri asked, is IELTS training also free? I think Dipti ji has covered a part of it. IELTS training and CBT, madam, would you like to answer on this, please?
Yeah, like as I mentioned in my slide, sometimes when we have a association with any NHS trust, they have a relocation packages. So most of the NHS trust offer things, free ticketing, free visa charges, and free CBT and OSCE exam, like they refund you for that. But some also do it for IELTS or OET thing. So it depends, like, which NHS trust we are recruiting you for, and if they have that relocation packages, which most of them do have, then it'll be free for you as well. It'll get refunded.
Thank you very much, Dipti ji. One question has come from Shubha Minish, and that says that, is there any changes on salary based on experience in the home country? Correct me if I'm not wrong. I think the minimum is 1 year experience, so there's a certain set of salary which is paid. But if someone has got multiple years of experience, the starting salary is always more than someone who has got the bare minimum 1 year experience. Correct me, Dr. Saab, if I'm not wrong on this, sir.
This is more in Dipti's domain. I think my understanding is that when they come over here, they do start at band 5, and they can always negotiate and go higher.
Yeah, I agree that because like when you start, irrespective of the experience, you start as a band 5 nurse. But as Dr. Prakash mentioned earlier, also there's a very quick career progression if you're holding the right experience, and if you show the competence, it can just you can straight away go to different bands as well. But starting point is always band 5 when you come and land in this country.
That's very kind of you, Dipti ji.
I think both of us probably misunderstood that question. I think because band 5 has got a range from 24,900 to 30,000. I think what Shubha was trying to ask was, can she start at say 30,000?
Yes, that's the question. That's the question, sir.
Yeah, I think the answer to that is at the time of the interview, you can raise that, and most of the NHS hospitals will actually take that into account.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
I think Dr. Saab, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to have Dr. Divya Prakash ji, Ms. Dipti Prasad, and Mr. Shailendra Mishra, and everybody who has been part of this meeting this morning. We are coming to an end of the session. There are multiple questions still coming through. I would request you all to please forward it to contact@rsrglobal.co. And anything else, feel free to contact our offices all over India. We have Mr. Rajesh Daktore, Sushil Kataria. We have offices in Sri Lanka, in Ireland, you name it, we are there. You can raise the questions with the direct contacts. You can find the links to these people. You don't even have to go search very far. You go on a website, look for a particular associate director, click on the picture, and an email can shoot off to them directly. So it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for everyone being here today. And we would like to come to an end of the session because we are just crossing the time limit of the session, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you all for being here. I will like to pass it on to everyone, and if you like to have a question, the recording will stop now. You can still ask a question or two if you like, and have a lovely day to you all.